We're talking about rape. Let me just change the title of this. Let me change it to The Rape. Because that's what we're talking about. Rape for me is, rape equals anything against my will. Okay? So at base, this whole society is rape for me. Because it's not my will. And there are layers to this. There are layers. Anything that's against my will, like what I want, is rape. So for me, I'm raped daily. It's a continuous situation that doesn't stop. And somehow, some way, I have found my peace in the midst of it all, because there's no escaping the rape. Yeah. And overall, we don't live in a society of freedom. Everything is forced upon you, and I'm not here to argue with anybody about this society. For me, I define American culture as rape at base. The entire construct of this system is rape. Trying to push somebody to do anything that they don't want to do is rapey. Pushing somebody in, or pushing them into a situation where they're forced to do what you want them to do, is rape. If there's something that I do not understand about most people, it's why they want somebody to do something that they don't want to do. As it stands today at 3:49 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I'm only on my time. I don't live on your time, because I live on the East Coast of America. More specifically, I live in the state of Georgia. More specifically, I live in Western Central Georgia. Even more specifically, I live in Columbus, Georgia. So I'm on my time, not your time. Okay? Rape is anything against my will, and anyone who does not respect my desire is a rapist. What I mean by that is, if you're trying to push me to do something that I don't want to do, you're a rapist. It could be anything. If I don't want to eat carrots and you keep pushing me to eat carrots, or forcing me into a situation where I have to eat carrots to stay alive, that's rape. It's the pushiness, it's the insistence for me. That's rape. Pushing somebody to do something they don't want to do is rape. And anybody with that behavior is not to be trusted. Now, I'm talking from a sense of protecting one's energy. And this goes for male and female. Females are rapists just as much as males are rapists. Females are energy rapists. Females are known as a species to push men to do things that they don't want to do, but they do it because the female wants them to do it. That's rape. It is a crime to deprive a man of his own will. These are the facts. It is inhumane to push a male into a position where he has to do what you say. or else. That is rape. And that is a stronghold over most males. Serving the female desire, he does it because she wants something. And that's why he does that. Only for her, though. So it's her will and her desire that rules him and drives him like a whip driving a cow or a horse. In this way, the male is just cattle. And many females enjoy the feeling of whipping males to do things for them. Many and most. To the average female, and I'm not stretching this, this is a fact. To the average female, males are just a tool to be used or chattel, beasts of burden to carry the load so the female can get what she wants, which is what exactly, well, it's hard to say what a female really wants. In my mind, most females just desire to torture men. It's more immaterial. Females crave power. And I would go as far as to say, and I will say, females are more power hungry than males are. Yeah. I'm not here to argue with anyone because who would I be arguing with? Either A, an incel, or either B, a whore. I'm not the one with the whip. That's a fact. I don't push people to do things. Not really. It's about, do you want to do it? Okay. If you don't, okay. I don't think personally, I don't feel, and I could not be with a guy and me have to beg, plead, or manipulate him to do something that I want him to do or that I want to do that he doesn't want to do. So I have to just manipulate him, bash him, beat him down psychologically, cry, pitch a tantrum to get my way. That's not a relationship. And I see females doing this everywhere. In person, I've seen it. In public. And this is the toxicity that I'm talking about. It's not a good vibe. But for some reason, males continue to subject themselves in a subservient state to female desire and sacrifice their own desire so the female can have what she wants. It's not me. It's not me because I don't have that energy. And most males, because of that, don't know their place in my life because I'm not requiring them to sacrifice for me. So they don't know what the fuck to do. What is my job if you don't need me as a protector or a sacrificer? Then what do I do with you? And I say, just chill. You know, but they can't chill because then we get into the male psyche. You know, we get into that. And most males are subservient to their mothers and will cling to that titty tissue until the day that they fucking die. And I am not attracted to mama's boys. Not. It's not attractive. It's pretty sick. It's very gross. If there's something I will never understand, and I never will, because people will just die, and then the earth will change, and then we'll be on the other side. As it stands, I will never understand why, and I'll speak in past tense because it's too late. It is. It's already too late. If there's anything that I've accepted in the last week, it's too late. There is no salvaging the human species. There's no changing them. There's no saving them. Everything's already set in motion. Physics states this. Everyone's already on their course. And then everyone will run their course for the set time that's been decided by forces beyond your comprehension because you're not in control. And thusly, your time will come and you will no longer be here. And that's that. But I will never understand, and I have to accept this and let it go, why you males could not let go of your fucking mothers. You never let go. And we'll never understand, and that's why we're letting it go, because it doesn't matter anymore why you chose the lifestyle of being a subservient bitch your entire life. And you will die that way, having never had dignity, never had the balls to stand up and stop being a subservient bitch to your mother. You'll never accomplish that. You will always be her bitch. And you will never know a bond with a woman because of that. Oh, well. Oh, well. Why would I be irritated that you're sexually attracted to your mother? And literally no one's going to come between you and mommy's pussy. Why would I be mad? And, oh, why would I fall for the lie that I'm missing out on something? And that something is you being attached to your mother's blood clot. Yeah, bruh, like, okay, like, nice try. Like, I see you have a sense of shame there because you've been eating your mother's pussy since you were 12. And that's a fact. That's not a metaphor. Like, you've actually been eating your mother's pussy. And you're her son. Like, wow. And then what happens? I mean, you'll never have a real relationship with a woman. That's what's going to happen. But you don't want one. So why would I cry? You don't want one. Okay, be with your mom then. Nobody's screaming for you. Nobody's fighting to save you from your mother's vagina. No one actually cares. But what we don't understand is when you troll us and act like you want anyone, other than your mother's titties. That's what we don't get. You act like you're ready to break up with your mother. But you're not, and you never will. You're going to die with your mom. And be proud of that. Mommy and me, right? That's you. That's not me. And mommy's boys always gravitate towards me because they know that I've liberated myself from that problem. But I always want the mama's boys to fuck off because they stink. They're not attractive to me. And they're always highly, highly volatile and very sensitive. And always end up having weird pornographic addictions and incestual fantasies that involve cosplaying daddy and me and, having weird sexual dynamics involving family dynamics with females, And I've taken all of the data from my own life experience and all of the shit that I've seen and witnessed firsthand. And that is why I'm okay being single. because I'm not into it, dude. You're fucking gross. You're fucking gross. And then we get into the territory of consent and rape. And, you know, some people, the males that I'm referring to with this speech, they don't really know what that is because they've been watching porn for so long, which is rape. You know, you're fantasizing about fucking somebody that doesn't know you exist. You know, all you've been doing is playing with rape your whole life. So you don't really know the boundary line. Or no, you do know the line, you just don't care. And that's why you're a rapist. And so when I'm dealing with rape energy, that's why I don't give a fuck when they start playing victim. Because rapists love playing victim as a personality structure. I'm not talking about playing victim after they rape somebody or as they're operating in that energy of rape. No, they always are acting like victims. You know, and they're pathological liars. Personality structure. Pathological liars. I mean, lying to a rapist is just like breathing. All they literally do is lie. There's no truth that comes out of them. And that's hard to comprehend for people who don't lie. You know, it's very difficult to comprehend, but pathological liars just lie effortlessly, very casually, with no real inflection in their voice because it's just so normal for them to lie. You know, they're expert liars. So when you're dealing with somebody like that, what they'll usually do is at some point play victim, or, you know, they'll find a way to victimize themselves when you have fully seen them for what they are and pinned them down on what they are. And they'll cry pain and suffering, and you're abusing them because they're narcissists at their core. You know, only somebody incredibly narcissistic would take the liberty to lie to you and lie about you and then act as if they've done nothing wrong. And the personality structure that I'm referring to is so insane. They've lied so expertly for so long. They've convinced themselves that what they're saying is the truth, to the point where they'll call you a liar for the lies that they've told. They're totally turned inside out. And what you don't want to do with this level, and the personality that I'm describing right now describes a lot of my generation. To call my generation psychopaths doesn't cut it. No, we're not dealing with Ted Bundy. This is beyond Ted Bundy. This is beyond Jeffrey Dahmer. This is beyond John Wayne Gacy. This is beyond the psychopaths of the 70s. This is way beyond that. These are next level psychopaths. You know, this is next level. Like, this is beyond psychopathy. And what do you call that? We don't have a term yet. And we haven't fully seen the full scope of what my generation's capable of, but we're starting to see. You know, how sick, how absolutely depraved the millennials are. I'm talking about the millennials. The millennial generation is incredibly sick. I mean, one of the sickest generations so far of all time. The millennial generation, I would say from experience, has, and this is my whole life, growing up with my peers, has no soul. Millennials have no soul. They're fake as fuck, and they're all psychopaths. What do I mean by psychopath? They never show their true self. Two-faced, triple-faced, quadruple-faced, fake as fuck is the millennials. There's not a real, authentic bone in their fucking body. Nothing. And they thrive. They thrive off of being fake. They thrive. They enjoy it. They take pleasure in it. You know, it's their favorite thing to do. To be real, the millennials, oh, it makes them sick to be real because they hate, absolutely hate reality. Millennials hate reality. They abhor reality. That's why they thrive on social media, because they hate reality. Millennials hate reality. There is not any millennials that I can think of that have anything real going on within them. I don't meet real people. I meet fake people that I know how to deal with, but I don't meet real people. Nope. Not really. I can't think of one person that I've met that I would call absolutely authentic. Not at all. I can name a couple good qualities about each person that I've encountered, and I'm always kind. I keep it real, meaning I'm not here to harm anybody, but they're not real. And I know this, so I know how to interact with liars, and I know how to interact with fake people. I know how to do that. That's the point. I know how to do it. If I didn't know how to do that, then I would not survive. Yeah, not survive. And you can be alive and not survive. Just taking in the sheer scope of depravity of my generation, because I don't need to just say people anymore. I'll just say the ages of 25 to 35. That's some sick shit, bruh. That's some sick fucking shit. Who's watching this right now? Who are you? What's your name? Just thriving on being a voyeuristic creeper? Is that what you're doing? Just thriving off of being a voyeur and having a sickness that you thrive in the dark recesses of the internet, looking at porn and stuff? So what do you do for a living? How old are you? And you are? We'll just sit here. My generation is sick. You're sick. Y'all are sick. And have fun eating each other, because that's all y'all do is eat each other. You're predators. Most of you are sexual predators. And most of you are just serial killers that are just waiting to hatch. Rapists waiting to hatch if you haven't already raped somebody. Plenty of people out here raping and don't go to jail. And you are watching? I guess I'll think about it and figure it out. Who would be watching this channel right now? Oh, there's so many options. You know, it's those people, it's that person who obsesses and there's nothing more sick than somebody who fantasizes sexually about somebody. That's a sick fuck. I'm not a part of that. I don't fantasize sexually about anybody. That's pretty rapey, bro. And then the person who lives in sexual fantasy will convince themselves that, that's why sexual fantasy is incredibly dangerous. People get seriously injured. There's nothing healthy about sexual fantasy. And that's why America has groomed and raised a bunch of fucking chomos and rapists. Because America promotes sexual fantasy at every fucking turn. And some people blame their personality structure on porn. And that was Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy blamed the porn. No, he was sick before the porn. Let me say, I don't have time for people who blame porn. No, you're a sicko, period. It's not the porn, it's you. Watching people have sex is not why you're sick. It's your fantasy. And that's something that nobody can control. You can't control somebody else's fantasies. They're sick fantasies. They're secret fantasies. Can you imagine the type of shit that people are fantasizing about every fucking day? Some people sit around and fantasize about having sex with animals. Some people fantasize about having sex with children. Some people fantasize about fucking you in the ass. And some people fantasize about fucking your mom. So everybody's out here fantasizing. And then some people act on their fantasies. I don't have a fantasy. I don't have a sexual fantasy at all about anyone. Now, there are a couple people that I'm aware of who have sexual fantasies about me. And I find them to be repulsive. And I see them as rapists and molesters. Because I do not welcome that shit at all. And that person is a rapist to me. So going back to something I was talking about on a previous stream, to all of the people out there who've been stalked and raped, it's very annoying, isn't it? It's really annoying for somebody to force themselves onto you when you don't want them at all. And then you got to live with the fact that they did it to you. So it's like they're now a part of you, and that's why they do it. They want to be a part of you. And you didn't want them to be, so they forced themselves to always be a part of you. Isn't that right, Brian? Brian C. Pulskamp? Isn't that right, Brian? You're not in my life, Brian. You're just a stalker-obsessed bitch on the internet. You're not in my life. Okay? So to the FBI and the Muskogee County Police, I don't want Brian Pulskamp in my life. Okay? I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to hang out with him. I don't want to see him. Okay? He's just somebody who's obsessed with me, and he uses the internet to stimulate his fantasies regarding me as a human being. But I don't know that motherfucker, and I don't want to meet him ever in real life, and I don't want to talk to him. And that's for the feds. And that's that.